Hey boys and girls, I'm back this week with another read aloud, and the past few weeks I've been doing fiction stories, which I love, but I thought that this week I would do another nonfiction because I love reading nonfiction books and learning new information. Remember, when we read nonfiction, we're not going to have a character and settings and a problem and a solution. We're reading to learn and we're reading to find out new information, and so everything that we read in this book is true. And whenever I begin to read a nonfiction book, I always like to think to myself, which I already know about the topic. And so this week, the topic we're going to be learning more about are African lions. I think you guys are really going to enjoy it. But I always like to think about, what do I already know about lions? Well, I already know that they are mammals because I see that they have fur. But I also like to ask questions so that as I read my book, I can be having ideas of what more I want to learn about these lions. And so my question today is, I want to know where lions live and if any lions live here in Texas. That's my question, and hopefully I'll get my answer from reading this book. Remember, when we are reading nonfiction books, we're going to be seeing things like real photographs. We're going to see labels. We're going to see real information. So be keeping an eye out for that. After I finish this book, I'm going to have you fill out this chart, and it's similar to what you did with Miss Daggett a couple weeks ago when you talked about the ducks and what they can do and what they have and what they are. So that's what we're going to do here, but I've added 3 more sections that you have to fill out. So you have to fill out, what are lions? What can they do? What do they have? What do they eat? What do they like? And where do they live? Okay, so you're going to complete this activity on Seesaw and turn it into your journal as soon as you are done listening to the book. Remember, whenever we read a nonfiction, we don't always get our questions answered. And so if we don't, a good idea is to do some further research by reading another book about the animal or doing research on the internet, on Pebble Go, or looking things up. So if your question doesn't get answered, I want you to continue to do more research and try to figure out the answer to your question. So I'm going to give you a minute, and I want you to first off think about one thing you already know about lions, and then I want you to think of one thing that you still want to know and get your question in your head and be listening while I read the book to see if your question gets answered. Alrighty, let's get started. Remember, as I read, be thinking of things you can put in these boxes so that you can answer each one of those things, okay? African lions. This is written by Trace Taylor. Look at this little lion. He's taking a nap on a rock, or she. Male lions look like this. So take a minute and really look at what that lion has. What does it look like? Male lions have a mane. They have big paws. They have a tail. Female lions look like this. So it's really easy to tell the difference between a male and a female. This is the lion pride. It says lions live in families. And a quick connection that I have to that, Declan and I watched a documentary yesterday on lions, and we found out that when a mommy lion is ready to have her cubs, she has to leave the lion family, and she has to go somewhere far away. She goes to like some trees, and she has her baby, and she has to stay away from the pride for 6 weeks to take care of her babies. And then when the babies are 6 weeks old, they go back and they ask permission basically from the daddy lion if they can come back to the pride. And then they're welcomed back. And then as soon as they get back, all of the other mommy lions help take care of the new babies. Here is a lion family. So it looks like these ones are with a few different moms and they're drinking some water. All of the mommy lions help each other raise all of the babies. This is a little lion. Baby lions are called cubs. Here are little lions. This lion is in the grass, and I see this big word up here. And remember, if I don't know a big word, I can use my context clues. So I can use my clues of the pictures of what that word could be. And I see that it starts with a k. And I noticed that this lion is camouflaging. So that word is camouflage. Lions can camouflage. This lion is in the sand. Here are lions in the water. Those are big lions. Here's a lion in a tree. So some of us may not have known that they can climb up a tree and rest in it. Here is a lion on a rock. Here are lions in the road. That would be crazy to be driving and see lions in the road, kind of like how we see deer in the road here in Texas. Lions eat, okay? And what do we see it eating? It's eating meat. Okay, I want you to think of that word. What does it mean when you eat meat? You are a carnivore. They eat what they can get. So it looks like they eat zebra. They eat this, zebra. There's a label. They eat that, Cape buffalo. They like to eat this. This is a wild beast. They like to eat that. I hear lots of sight words in this book. This book would be a good level for some of you to read. This is an antelope, kind of like a deer. They will even eat this wild hog or warthog. And they will eat that, an impala. So they'll eat a lot of different things as long as it has meat. But they have competitors, okay? So these animals eat the same things that the lions eat. So it says he eats what the lions eat. This is a hyena. She eats what the lions eat. That's a jackal. These are called scavengers. So it says they want what the lions have. And so after a lion kills and eats whatever it wants and walks away from it, then all of the scavengers come and finish it off. Same with these bugs. It says these are army ants will eat what the lions get. Now we're going to talk about where it lives. And a lion lives in the grasslands. And the grasslands has two different seasons, kind of. There's a wet season and there's a dry season. And in the wet season, it looks like this. And in the dry season, it looks like this. So they live in the grasslands. They also live in deserts. This is a wet season in a desert, and this is the dry season in the desert. Okay, I wanted to know if lions lived here in Texas. So this map is actually going to answer my question. Now, we know that we see lions at zoos and stuff, but its natural habitat is not here in the United States of America. Here's the United States of America, and there's no lions living here in the wild, but they live in Africa. Here is a labeled lion. Remember, we want to know what lions have. It tells us they have a tail, they have claws, paws, and legs. They have a mane and ears and eyes and nose and teeth. Okay, so I noticed that my question was answered. I hope yours was as well. If not, feel free to do more research on it. But what I really want you to do is complete this activity and turn it in on your Seesaw journal. We look forward to seeing it. Bye, guys. Have fun.